Happy 4th of July, all my movie loving maniacs. Right now, I'm doing a little mid year coverage right now. In fact, if you saw my video where I broke down my top 10 favorite movies of 2024 so far, if you watched that video, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, share, and let me know what your top 10 of the year so far is. And as you can see right here, this is a list of 2024 anticipated movies. I made this list at the beginning of the year, and as you can see, some of these are checked, meaning that I saw them, and they even have my rating of each movie, which goes from like hands up emoji, which is the highest, and the hard eyes, then thumbs up, shoulder shrug, thumbs down, angry face, and then cussing emoji. But I thought it'd be fun to look back on these 15 anticipated movies that I've seen or haven't seen, and which ones made my top 10 and haven't. The titles with the asterisks at the beginning, those are the ones that actually made my top 10 so far. And if you saw my video on that, you know which ones I'm talking about. But let's go down the line, starting from the bottom. So Mufasa, which comes out on the tail end of the year, and I saw the trailer for it, and as a fan of the Lion King, I'm somewhat excited for it, but at the same time, I'm cautiously optimistic about it. At 14 is Tyler Perry's Six Triple Eight, which is a World War One, two. I forgot. It's one of the world wars, but basically, it's a war epic made by Tyler Perry. Now, Tyler Perry, he's done some questionable things lately, but I respect him as a businessman. But this is probably one of the most ambitious projects that he's ever done, which is why I made this list. Now, A Quiet Place Day 1, which came out recently, and I did see, I gave it a thumbs up emoji, but it did not make my top 10. But it was an anticipation for me because I am a fan of the first two movies. And then at number 12, which is Bad Boys Ride or Die, which got the hard eyes emoji, and it actually did make my top 10. In fact, it made my top 5. And it's crazy how this was on the lower end, but it was mainly because I hadn't seen a trailer for it yet, so I didn't know what to make of it. But now that I've seen it, it is crazy how it shot to my top 5. At 11 is American Society of Magical Negroes, wah wah, and I gave it the shoulder shrug emoji. And if you've seen that movie, you know the general consensus around that movie. I wish for more for that movie, but it is what it is. At number 10 is another movie that's on the lower end of this anticipated list and then made my top 5. And that is Inside Out 2, which I gave the hard eyes emoji. And the movie recently made $1 billion. So I'll admit, Pixar, they've been on a questionable path lately, but this was definitely the win that they needed. And who would have thought? At number 9 is Furiosa, which I gave the thumbs up emoji, but didn't make my top 10. And it's crazy how I anticipate. Well, I think anybody was anticipating Furiosa more than Inside Out 2, anyways, though. But it's crazy. I think everybody was excited for that. But hey, and number 8 is, Bob Marley, One Love, the Bob Marley movie, which I gave the thumbs up emoji, but didn't make my top 10. But I highly recommend it. It was still one of my honorable mentions, as well as Furiosa. At number 7 is Challengers, which I gave the hard eyes emoji, and it is actually in my top 2 favorite movies. Now, I remember this was supposed to come out last year, but it ended up not coming out. It ended up coming out this year, I should say. But yeah, what more can I say about this movie? It's awesome. Yeah, and it's crazy how this was in the middle of this list, but then it shot to number 2 suddenly. Number 6, Argyle, which I gave the shoulder shrug emoji. Look, I don't hate this movie, but I'm not really endorsing this movie. It has problems. It has some entertaining elements, sure, but yeah, it's just another one of those movies that made my anticipation list, but then ended up disappointing me. At number 5 is Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which is a little higher up. It actually did make my top 10, but I only gave it a thumbs up emoji, only because it's like that first chapter within the start of a trilogy, so I might look back on this movie more fondly, but still. At number 4 is Godzilla X Kong, which didn't make my top 5, but made my honorable mentions, despite the fact that I gave it the shoulder shrug emoji, and now I'm just like, I enjoy it for what it was. I know what it is, but I think I mainly gave it the shoulder shrug emoji because it just wasn't enough Godzilla, and I bought it on Blu-ray, but I haven't gotten a chance to rewatch it yet, so who knows. And then at 2 or 3 are movies that have not come out yet and are the most anticipated movies for the rest of the year that I'm looking forward to the most. Like, and that's at Deadpool and Wolverine at number 3, and Joker 2 at number 2, obviously. Now, if you were to ask me if both these movies were to release at the same time, which one am I going to first? I'm going to Deadpool and Wolverine first because the trailers have showed so much promise, and then Joker 2, of course, I'm excited for that. But Joker was one of my favorite movies of 2019, and so really, I need both of those movies to come out now. And then at number 1 is Dune Part 2, which is my number 1 favorite movie of the year so far, and I gave the hard eyes emoji. What more can I say about this movie? It's fucking awesome. But that's my breakdown on my top 15 most anticipated movies of 2024. The ones I've seen, the ones that have yet to come out, and I just mentioned that the 2 that have yet to come out on this list that I'm anticipating the most is Joker 2 and Deadpool and Wolverine. And here are some more movies that come out for the rest of the year that I'm anticipating the most. Now, I do gotta mention Beverly Hills Cop Axel F, which as I'm recording this video did get released on Netflix yesterday. Now, my review of it will be out soon, but long story short, it's awesome. It's a good sequel. Maxine, which is the 3rd film with this Pearl X trilogy, whatever it is, by Ty West. Either way, it comes out this weekend, and I do plan on seeing it, so of course, that is my most anticipated for the rest of the year. I'm a bit selective when it comes to M. Night Shyamalan, but his new movie Trap, which comes out in August, that looks wild as hell, and I'll definitely be there to go see it in the theater. Throughout the year, I've been revisiting Alien movies, and I ain't gonna lie, I do have Alien fever, and I am curious to see Alien Romulus when it comes out in August, and I'm curious to see what Fede Alvarez can do with this franchise. Maybe he'll be the one to finally make a good Alien film since Aliens. Blink Twice is the directorial debut of Zoe Kravitz, and believe it's a murder mystery from what I've gathered from the trailer, but either way, I'm curious to see what Zoe Kravitz can do behind the camera, and I'm thirsty for a good murder mystery. I'll admit, I haven't seen Beetlejuice a lot in my time, but I do plan on revisiting it, and from what I've seen from the trailers, I am a bit curious to see this long-awaited sequel. Brick by Brick is essentially a biographical film by Pharrell Williams. You know, I am a fan of Pharrell, and the fact that he chose to tell his life through Legos is hilarious in itself, and I'm curious to see how that turns out. I ain't gonna lie, I enjoyed the first Smile, and so when I heard that they made a sequel, I was like, okay, and then I saw that, what's her name who played Princess Jasmine, the live-action version of Aladdin, is in this. I was like, and then I saw her in the trailer. I'm like, oh, she's really going there, like, because she is a legit good actress, and so I can't wait to see her in this movie. And that's my breakdown on my 2024 anticipations and what I'm looking forward to the most coming soon. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. This is your boy Bangful B. Stay safe, wash your hands, peace, and have a safe 4th of July.